Next, let's move on to the Sunday game, starting with Baltimore and KC. This is a tough one to my eye. Baltimore obviously has had a great season. They've got a lot of weapons, very complete team, and they have a good history of winning playoff games on the road. But KC, they're legit as well. They've won every home game this year until the last game of the year against Oakland last week. So I personally don't see any angle on this one. I couldn't take KC and bet on Baltimore not getting a decent win. I also couldn't bet Baltimore and bet against a solid team like KC as a home dog. And I'm thinking maybe the line's right on, and it'll be one of those games where the cover goes right down to the wire. Do you see anything with this line, Scott Kellen?
With my numbers, I actually have Kansas City favored by about 3 points in this game. But Kansas City's an unknown to me. I mean, they only played one playoff team this year, if you discount Seattle, obviously, because we know they probably shouldn't be in the playoffs. And that one game was at Indianapolis. They actually played pretty well in that game, but couldn't put the ball in the end zone. They lost that game 19-9. But that's their only experience against playoff teams this year. So they don't have a lot of experience, so we really don't know how good they are. And they obviously got dominated by Oakland last week. Maybe they had some things wrapped up for the most part. I don't know. But I mean, they played all their guys, and they got manhandled pretty badly in that game. So it makes me wonder how good they are. But I don't have a lot of respect for Baltimore either. Baltimore has played 4 road games against playoff teams this year. They have 8 wins by more than 3 points, and the one 3-point win was at Pittsburgh when they didn't have Roethlisberger playing. So I don't know what to think about Baltimore. I think 3 is the key number here. If you're going to take KC, obviously you want to get to 3 points. I'm not playing the game personally, but if I had to choose one side or the other, I'd probably take Kansas City if I could get to 3 or more, just because of where my number is. And again, I don't respect Baltimore a lot against good teams on the road. They haven't showed it this year.
Yeah, it feels like a no play to me because there's a lot of unknowns, and the line is a 3. Zach, from AccuScore, what do you think? You see anything on this line?
Yeah, I mean, let me talk about it from a mathematical point of view and say the stuff that you guys see as unknown is stuff that we feel very confident about. Kansas City is an enigma because they came from the clouds and they've gotten blown out in games that they should have been competitive in if they're going to be a division winner. But just in projecting Kansas City games straight up winners this year and picking who's going to win or lose when they play, we're 11-5 with them. And we're 12-4 with Baltimore. Moving over to what we are against the number, we're 8-3-5 with each team against the number. So that's pretty solid win percentage for the NFL at 16-6 with 2 playoff teams. We simulate the game at 5 points with Baltimore laying 5. So the fact that you're going to get it at 3 seems like a 2-point gift that you very rarely see in the NFL, especially in the playoffs. We don't really see this kind of variance as you would in college game where you see huge discrepancies where we think the odds makers may have missed it. So when it comes to a game as confident and as strong as a play as we feel about Indianapolis in the under, we definitely wholeheartedly put our clients in Baltimore -3 here.
Bob Harvey, what do you think? You like Baltimore?
I like Baltimore. Yeah, I do. And I've in my power system, I've got them at 7. So I've got a few points to wiggle, little wiggle room there with Baltimore. Definitely like the Ravens, and I like this time of year. I've always been a believer in momentum and health. And Baltimore won 6 of 7 to wrap up the regular season. And for the most part, they're injury-free. I mean, Ed Reed gets, a sneeze, and he's out for a month. But I think he's going to play, and he's a turnover magnet. It's amazing. 8 interceptions, and he didn't play really much during the regular season. I just like the way Baltimore finished. Granted, they had a game with Cincinnati in there. But, I mean, they had to beat Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh, Houston on the road, New Orleans. They took care of them by 6 points and covered. So I just like the way Baltimore finished. They've got the playoff experience. Kansas City, new kids on the block, but I just don't see them getting it done here. I like Baltimore on the points, and I have really no opinion on the total.